Let me bring Dr. Harrison in and ask you, Dr. Harrison, how you have used these theories, these disruption theories, to shape the conversations that you have about innovation at Intermountain Healthcare.
Well, thanks. So I was actually first exposed to this theory. You probably don't, I know you don't remember, but when the Innovator's Prescription came out, you held a series of focus groups up here in Boston with healthcare leaders. And I was the chairman of pediatric critical care at the clinic at that point in time. And I came up with a guy named Chris Coburn, and we sat in on one of those round tables. To be honest, I had no idea what to do with. I was the least prepared person in the entire room, that's for sure. But I went away thinking, I've got to figure out how to incorporate this idea into my life and my practice. And as I joined Intermountain Healthcare, by the full disclosure, Clay is one of our board members and provides us with an enormous guidance from a governance standpoint that I'm very grateful for. And when I got there a couple years ago, this is actually the second anniversary of my taking on the CEO role this week, is the second anniversary. I recognized that we were a model system for 2016, but we were definitely not a model system for 2018, 20, or where healthcare was going. And I started to think about how do we take our primary care base and shift it from the fee-for-service model that the vast majority of the country was in towards a model where we truly keep people well, really and truly keep people well. And again, I actually need to give credit. Rashika, are you out there? Right, so Rashika Fernandopol from IORA is somebody who I've admired enormously. And before I even left Abu Dhabi, Rashika was kind enough to sit down with me and talk to me about his company and his thoughts. And I realized that our great system, and Intermountain is a great system, needed to be disrupted from the inside. And we talked to Rashika and a couple other folks about potentially coming in and serving as that disruptor from the outside. And I remember going back to my leadership team and asking them whether they had the backbone to disrupt ourselves, whether we could take the great work that an IORA did and we could do it ourselves, and whether we could actually protect startups inside our very large $8 billion company and allow those startups to flourish. And just 6 months ago, we started our first, and I'll shamelessly say, IORA-style clinics. We've got 4 of them now with 7,000 patients, and we are keeping people well. And that's within the context of about 750,000 people who were responsible on a capitated basis for their health care. But we've started now doing that, and so that is an absolute, I draw the lines, or not dotted lines, or solid lines to Clayton and the generosity of Rashika.